So I'd like to thank subscriber Yuki Teru for asking me to do this video. If you yourself have any recommendations at all, just feel free to leave them in the comment section below. So before I get into the backstory of this video, I'd actually like to show it to you just in case you haven't seen it yet, so here it is. So if you follow me on my social media, then you'll know that this was supposed to be a debunking video, but given the information that I found out about the clip, that's no longer the case. The video that you just saw has come to be known as blankroomsoup.avi. It's been on the internet for nearly a decade now, but has recently gotten a rise in attention due to it supposedly being a deep web video. It's been featured by YouTubers such as Some Ordinary Gamers and Blame It on George. People have come up with a number of theories about this clip. Some believe that it's a torture video and the man that you can see in it is actually eating human remains. Other people think that it's some kind of weird fetish video. I've done a lot of digging to debunk all of these theories, and this is what happened. The first thing that I found was a Dailymotion account called GIÚP TV. This account had several videos with the two characters that you see in Blank Room Soup. It had the exact same video as Blank Room Soup is, but it was titled Freaky Soup Guy. The description of the video says, "A clip of people who look like us doing something to someone that we would never do, we promise." That video was uploaded in 2008. There's also another video that's quite similar called Soup Torture. I went around reading people's comments about this, and people argued that the description of Freaky Soup Guy meant that someone mimicked the costumes and used them while torturing people. I, for one, didn't buy it at first. I looked into other videos on the Dailymotion account and did some research on the given names. After looking for a little bit, a Raymond Percy came up, and at that point, I was certain that he indeed created the characters. I did quite a bit of Googling, and the Ray characters seem connected to Raymond Percy. Raymond has an impressive resume in the world of animation. He's worked on The Simpsons, Frozen, and even voice acted as Gene from Wreck-It Ralph. So given all this, I figured that Ray was just an early project of his, possibly for fun or art school. Eventually, I was able to find his personal Tumblr where he answers fan mail and sometimes even shows behind-the-scenes footage of Disney stuff. So I really didn't think that asking him directly would do anything, but he was nice enough to give me his email address and the truth about the situation. Initially, Raymond seemed really surprised that anyone took interest in this video that, again, is almost a decade old. I spent some time explaining all of this to him, and he eventually told me his side of the story. The following is the email he sent to me explaining the origin of Blank Room Soup and Ray. Ray is a performance I created years ago. That's also the two characters' names, Ray. I created them as a way to visualize and have fun with my feelings of loneliness and isolation at the time. They were sort of caricatures of me. Ray didn't have the tools to communicate or express their thought, but still stood out and drew attention from the outside world whether or not they wanted to. They started as doodles, then paintings, then art pieces, until finally what you see in the videos. Full-bodied characters existing and living in the world and yet completely apart from it. For a project that, at its core, was about isolation and misunderstanding, I met and got to work with a lot of great performers and artists. GIÚP mostly performed in Los Angeles, but we did get to take them across the US and even to a few other countries. One time, we performed at a club on the Sunset Strip in Hollywood. I think it was the Key Club. It had such a small backstage that the dressing room was a dirty, broken-down RV in the alley behind the club. We were performing with a circus-type group that had dancers, drummers, fire eaters. This group had a fan base in LA, so there were a lot of people that knew our act. After the show, we were all in a now empty club, striking the stage and loading equipment, the not fun part of performing. When my group went back to the RV to pack our stuff and to get some food, we found that most of our GIÚP props and costumes had been stolen. The door didn't have a lock, and the alley led right to a busy street, so it might have been someone in the audience, but really it could have been anyone. Needless to say, I was very, very upset. Luckily, we had just had extra costumes made so GIÚP could still perform, but it was still a blow to all of us. A few weeks later, I got home from work, turned on my computer, and saw an email with an attachment. It was the video that everyone is now calling Blank Room Soup. The guy in the bib with his eyes blacked out eating I don't know what out of a bowl with a big spoon and my character standing around him. I put it up on YouTube so that I could share it with my group. We talked about it at length. Was the guy crying, laughing? We couldn't tell. Honestly, the strangest part to me was that the GIÚPs in the video moved and behaved exactly the way they should. It's something that new performers had to train for weeks to get right when we rehearsed the new acts. I don't think we had much video online at the time for reference either. It was a little strange thinking that people who were making these videos had been watching us perform for perhaps some time. Later, I was sent a link to this. It took me a while to remember the name of this page. I like weird stuff, and even though they were using my stolen characters, I found the videos funny, even if they were a little insulting to my creations. Some of the people in my group even reposted some of the GIÚP suit videos later on. There are more clips than the ones posted. I think the last one I got was a few years ago. You're making me wonder if the people who made them are seeing all this online attention too. So, basically, this is why I had to abandon the debunking idea. Raymond Percy himself has no idea why that video was made. It's a mystery nearly a decade old, and we may never be able to solve it. As for the deep web theory, I personally can't prove or disprove that one. As Raymond said, the video has been re-uploaded everywhere, so it is likely that it could have also ended up on the deep web somehow. You can help us out by doing any research you can about the video. Feel free to email me with any information you might have about Blank Room Soup or the missing GIÚP suits. I'm personally going to be keeping an eye out. I don't care how long it takes, I just really want to know who stole the costumes and made the videos, and I'm sure all of you want to find out as well. So with that being said, I'm off to obsess over this mystery and Google until my fingertips fall off. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and thank you so much again for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.